Who's got two thumbs and found herself a harpy? So one of Muse's social link quests is to go to an alternate dimension, murder a giant harpy, and take its feathers to make charms out of. And then that's what she says when you initiate the boss battle.
It takes a gentle touch.
Alvin, you do the honors. Shoots it when literally anyone could have done that. Drop a sun on it. Which is one of Mila's arts. Raging Sun. Oh, hey, look, an elixir.
Yeah.
Those are really useful. It's like a life bottle, but gives you more HP. In fact, it gives you all of your HP.
I kind of really want you to watch that movie that kicks off the entire Kingdom Hearts series. It's the movie that tells you about the actual like plot of the
mobile game.
But it tells you from the perspective of the characters who are actually important to that thing. Not from the perspective of some schmuck.
Oh, but you're that schmuck. The schmuck is supposed to be you. Danger or warning. Not even worth keeping in the edit. Just edit it out.
I was talking with my brother about the Kingdom Hearts lore and stuff, and my brother asked me, "Is like, do you think there's going to be anybody new who shows up that just has a Keyblade?"
Absolutely yes.
And I said, "No." I responded with no, because of the Keyblade War and the events of Birth by Sleep. We've effectively seen all the ones that are left. And fucking the one person who I would have held out hope that would show up, I don't think is going to show up, because the person who I think would show up would be the apprentice of one of the guys from the movie. But I haven't. There's a lot of evidence. Or, I mean, there's like zero evidence that he's around, and the only evidence of him existing in the current games points to him being Xehanort, the bad guy.
Well, then then obviously he's already shown up.
Yeah, but I'm thinking as like
yeah, I get it. Who knows, man? Alright, I love Kingdom Hearts, but man, is it a fever dream, alright? It's... Man, Nomura... It's like, there are games where the plots get so wacky and complicated that I sometimes can't even take it seriously.
Like, I'm perfectly fine with everything happening, it's just... Man, there's a lot of it, though. There's a lot.
God, it's like when I sat down, like one day I just sat down and I realized that if you want to truly understand Kingdom Hearts, like if you really want to, you have to own. But this is before the HD remixes came out, before 1.5 and 2.5. You had to own
1.5 plus 2.5.
Yeah. Before those remixes came out, the only way you could possibly comprehend the entirety of Kingdom Hearts' story is by owning, 4 different game systems? No, 5. 5 at this point. You need to own a PS2, a Game Boy Advance, a 3DS, or a Nintendo DS, a PSP.
Technically, you can take the Game Boy Advance off because the DS has a Game Boy Advance player. You're right. When Chain of Memories first came out, was around the time that the DS first came out too.
There's no way.
It was around the same time.
All right, yeah, because this was also before Rechain of Memories came out. Because Rechain of Memories, we didn't get that till like way later, I don't think, right?
We got that. I think we got it like right after 2.
Yeah, I don't remember when I sat down and did this. I think it was after Birth by Sleep, and I had forgotten that Rechain. Okay, so let's take off the Game Boy Advance because you could technically play Rechain of Memories on your PS2, or on
your DS,
or your DS. Okay, so you need a PS2, a Nintendo DS, a Sony PlayStation Portable, and oh no, I did this right after Dream Drop came out. So you needed a Nintendo 3DS. So you needed 4 different game systems. And a whole bunch of fucking side handheld games. Like, you needed...
Oh, you need a phone, too.
No, this was before the mobile game came out. Either of the mobile games. Because remember, Coded was originally a mobile game.
Yeah.
Only in Japan. Also, Coded has nothing to do with the story, so I'm discounting that.
There's one throwaway line that they say in Coded that...
At the end of the game, in a bonus cutscene.
That you get, if you... Or that... you don't honestly need as long as you're playing Dream Drop.
Yep. In fact, it spoils the end of Dream Drop. Because remember the secret line in Coded is that because you killed Xemnas and the Heartless Xehanort, whatever, they reformed as original Xehanort. Which was the entire plot twist, quote unquote, at the end of Dream Drop Distance. Man. And then
it's not even really a spoiler for the end because you get cutscenes of everybody's regular human selves just being alive again.
That's true. Man, and that's not even getting into, alright, the fact that between 2 and 3, which still isn't out yet, there were, 6 games that came out. Or maybe 5. Whatever. Birth by Sleep came out after 2. Then there's 358 Days Over 2. You know what's really funny about, what is it? The HD remixes. All right, so the HD remixes are supposed to get people. It's supposed to get all the games on the one console onto the PS3/PS4.
Oh wait, are you talking about the fact that that 3 is coming out on multiple platforms?
No.
Oh, darn it.
What I'm gonna say is, all right. So in HD 1.5 HD remix, that game had the final mix of the first game. It had Rechain of Memories, and then it had a movie for 358 Days Over 2. The problem with that is that at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, you're not supposed to know who Roxas is.
You could do it in either order, honestly.
No, you get.
I've heard arguments that if you were coming in new, that is arguably better to do 358 over 2 before you do 2, because it makes you a lot more invested into the things that are happening to the characters in that game that you otherwise know nothing about, as these terrible things are happening to them.
I don't know, because personally, I was way more invested with Rox. All right, once I don't know. Maybe it's because the order I did it in was 2 and then 358 days, because that's the order they fucking came out in. So maybe I'm biased towards that, and also biased because Roxas is one of my favorite characters from the franchise.
What a pleasant surprise.
So I just really fucking loved fleshing out his backstory.
I love this character. Play this game that fleshes out his entire reasoning for doing everything prior to this one game. After that game, though.
See, no, all right. The problem is, I played 2, and I'm like, oh man, who's this Roxas guy? This is great. Oh da 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 da. And then you play 358 Days, and you're just like, yes, because when you play the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, it's not as cool. It tries to open the gate of Babylon.
How'd you do that?
I didn't feel any spirits die. What's going on?
He didn't cast anything. His spirits didn't die. What's going on? I've always been super disappointed that this boss fight doesn't have any mystic arts in it. Super disappointed.
You told me like in the middle of the fight too.
Yeah, I know. I was super disappointed that Celsius and Gillen don't have like a tag team mystic art or individual mystic arts.
Be quiet. Who told you to
We're
speak?
talking.
The humans are talking.
What the heck was that?
The
Why are you
humans
taking
are
orders
talking.
from that big
The
jerk?
humans are talking.
It's only natural for tools to obey their wielders.
The only tool here is you. Spirits and
You actually get
humans
to
are
learn more about
supposed to live
Celsius in the
harmony.
sequel.
My servant here.
Is she alive?
Your garden variety type
Yes,
spirit.
you get to revive her.
Actually,
Oh.
a spyrite. What?
Because remember after... so,
We used boost
it's really funny
to recreate
because, like,
Celsius from the vessel in which she lay dormant.
Jude's doing his thing,
The physical
like, in the
manifestation
sequel,
of a spirit
and someone is trying to, what is it, trying to be a asshole blackmailer or some bullshit. I don't remember the exact, like, thing, but then he pulls out the stone that gets left behind after you beat Celsius in this boss fight, and he's trying to, like, get a whole bunch of money out of Jude that Jude absolutely doesn't have. And then, I forget who does it, but someone walks up and says, hey, that's actually technically property of the government, so you need to hand that over right the fuck now. And then the guy does, and then he walks away. And then you figure out how to revive Celsius.
How can you be such a monster? Conductor, I thought the curtain closed on your career long ago. Why insist on an encore even now?
I'll have you know that I'm as stubborn as my king, Gilland.
He's not even doing any conducting, he's just there.
Toying with his life.
We won't lose to you. No way! Is that supposed to frighten me? You really should know your
Yeah, Jude,
place,
punch him in the
boy.
face.
You
And this
don't
is where he
have
pulls
power
out a
or
fucking sawed-off
ambition to make
shotgun.
good on such threats.
You of all people have no right to talk of power or
Yeah, because what
ambition.
better weapon in a world without magic
Use
than a
those for your
gun?
twisted objectives.
I have little interest at all in continuing.
2 swords that turn into a hammer that turn into 2 guns.
Do you know the difference between you and Jude?
That's actually the weapon of the main character of the sequel.
As I thought.
3 weapons. 3 sets of
Exactly what
weapons.
makes you a
He has a switch weapon.
Yep, that's his gameplay gimmick. Weapon switching.
Absorb more mana. Come, Maxwell. I'll allow
Just
you
like how everyone in this game has their gimmick, his gimmick is just, I'm a Devil May Cry character.
Speaking of Devil May Cry characters,
The rest of you will die.
you might like
all in reason that
you might like
and spirit
Bloodborne.
That's it,
All
Gilland.
the weapons are trick weapons. They all have multiple forms.
Oh my gosh.
The one that was the one
Oh
that
man, I was here to watch Alan do this. This is funny.
the one weapon that is that was god tier when the game first came out, or not the god tier, but it wasn't. I don't think it would. Might not have actually have been god tier, but fucking everybody loved using it. And it was really good. Was the threaded cane, and it's a cane that turns into a whip.
That sounds cool.
It was great.
So the reason I laughed was because Alan tried to do his mystic art, and then he accidentally does a link art, and then he does it again later, and I laughed again then. It was just really funny.
Base absolute zero.
Oh shit. Gone to over limit. Time to get the fuck away.
Let's be honest here. You would. Oh wait. Yeah. The reason I don't do my Mystic Art is because I forget the button that you have to hold to do it.
Just holds his laser out for like a year. It's okay. This boss fight is unfortunately very disappointingly easy. I wish this boss fight was harder because it's supposed to cap off like the second act of the game, or I mean, kinda. I don't know. If not this boss, then definitely like the next big boss fight is definitely the big. Yeah, here it comes. Yep.
I had honestly super forgotten that I was an over limit. That when I had done like the first Link art.
Face absolute zero.
Yeah, but like yeah, I guess this isn't the big Act 2 climax boss. It's gonna be the next super big boss that you fight. But like, whatever.
Is it the one after the next fight that I do?
No, because the next boss fight after that is a fight that you probably want to do, but you probably also don't want to do. I don't remember.
My entire party was hit by that slow.
Man, I'm telling you right now, you got like, I don't know if it's because you're on normal or because you got like super lucky, but
Doesn't matter.
you didn't get petrified a single time.
Probably because I'm playing on normal.